Come on. There you
go. Oh. I guess we're already live. I didn't realize.
Oh, boy.
Why did you say anything to us? Wonder if he's having some technical difficulty or he just wanted to see how well we do. Welcome to StasisLock, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Yes.
I'm not used to hosting, so yeah, this is going to be a little weird.
Sorry, guys. I was
weird. What's
I was
going
mic'd.
Hey,
I was muted. I mean,
Yeah,
I had my headset on mute. But Dalton, fix your fucking audio, son.
Jeez.
What'd I do?
Right out the bat. It just sounds like you're talking through a tube sock, man. Sounds like you're on the other side of a didgeridoo.
Okay, how's that?
Dude, it still sounds like you're talking from down the hallway. You know what I mean?
I don't know what's going on. Everything's normal.
You disappoint me so much. So often.
How long have you known me?
Long enough to be disappointed in you so much and so often. So.
Is that any better?
Well, welcome to StasisLock episode 167, everyone. I was really hoping Tyler was going to make this one. Did he say he was or was not?
I don't remember. I think he's probably working this week.
I need to know. He's not working. He's not working at all. Remember?
Oh yeah.
General Motors gave him the old shaft, the old shafteroni, the old shafteroo.
Shafteroni.
Yeah.
Is it made by Kraft?
Hey, God damn it, Dalton. Well, whenever he gets in here, if he gets in here, I'll still be able to do what I want to do. But as it stands right now, unfortunately, gonna have to put it off till the next time he's here. And boy, am I ready for it. But you can find me everywhere at Primal Sabbath. Not to get greedy, Dalton. Where can people find you?
I'm Chernobyl Dalton. You can find me everywhere at Daltonian TF.
Oh yeah. Chernobyl Dalton. That's what you should. It should be Angry Mike and Chernobyl Dalton.
Meltdown Mike.
No, Mike don't melt down. Dalton melts down.
Mike's just always angry.
Yeah, Mike's just always blowing up. Candice, where can people find you at?
Oh boy, you can find me on Facebook at Candice Art, Instagram at Candice Santora, Twitter at Candice Santora, and YouTube Candice Santora or something like that.
You know what's also great is there's at least links in the description for you to find everyone, even the jerks that aren't here tonight. So,
yeah, jerks.
Let's see. Dalton, did you get anything this week?
I sure as hell didn't.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Not this week.
It's going to be a short episode.
Couple weeks, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's going to be pretty short. I guess just one of y'all let me know if they're knocking on my door backstage or not. Candice, what did you get this week?
It was my birthday on Saturday.
Oh, happy birthday! Yay!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. And I didn't really get much. Well, I got a few things, but not really Beast Wars related, except for the artwork that a friend drew me. And his name, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, because I always get last names wrong. John Valmio. There it is! He drew that for me.
About right.
I love Rat Trap. And he said it was his first time drawing a Beast Wars, and I thought, holy shit, it's better than anything I've ever done in my first try.
First of all, don't ever sell yourself that short. Second of all, incredible that this was the first Beast Wars thing he drew. But also, I loved, as soon as you sent me this, I was like, man, I love this creativity. It looks like the thing that's holding the drink, and I'm guessing the detonator charge with the cake on it. It looks like his you know, that
that's
are
what I thought.
Yeah, sometimes you would hold his shields. Yeah. So I thought that was really awesome.
I loved it. So thank you again, John. It was fantastic. It just blew me away. I was not expecting something like that. It just looks awesome.
On the balloon, I love it.
For anyone who wants to check out John's work. I did leave. I put a link to his Facebook. I think his Facebook art page in the description, so you guys can go check that out. And I think this is one of like the first posts. But yeah, this is really good.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. I put it on the show. Well, Dakota put it on the show.
So, did you get any other good birthday treats?
Just a little bit of money, a gift card, and a bracelet, and some cards. I'm still waiting for a card, actually.
Ooh, someone messed up.
So hey, now it's okay. It's okay.
We're gonna forgive, live and let forgive.
Yes.
All right. I got.
Yes. What did you get?
Thank you for asking. I got a Transmetal 2 Dinobot sealed on card. And I had a lot of questions about it because I'm not really sure, or at least I wasn't. Like now, I think I have a pretty good idea of the origins of it. Similar to the Silver Paint Cheetor, I was unsure about the origins for it. I think last week, I just things that I'd heard and kind of read online and things that people had speculated. So I reached out on Twitter to Walrus Law and Proto Man, two people that if there was any kind of like I heard they were promotional type giveaways, or maybe not necessarily giveaways, but like it was something to do with like a theater promotion or some kind of. It was either a theater promotion or it was like a season 3, like early promotion thing. Proto Man would say it was not uncommon at all for whenever the theatrical specials would come out. If like that there would be like a little kiosk with product like right there on hand. They go in, they watch the theatrical special, which was a thing in Japan, which for the Beast Wars stuff was typically super cuts of like already aired shows or episodes or other like they had some strange stuff. Like there was a couple of specials with like some really weird names. It's worth a Wikipedia, that's for sure, or a TF Wiki, I guess. The only feature length thing was second. That was like the only new theatrical thing. Other than that, it was just the 45-minute long, 30-minute long, however many minute long, just kind of theater special. So I thought it was one of those, but that didn't really add up at the time. Like just trying to think of when the figures would have released in the Metals line in Japan. And these are on Hasbro cards. The Cheetor and the Dinobot. Well, the Cheetor was on a Hasbro card. The Dinobot's still on a Hasbro card. It just has a Japanese sticker over the back of it, over the back of the tech specs. So that's basically what Daniel said. That Walrus Law commented because that dude has like scans of everything. The dude just like he's a media collector, and he's got such an impressive media collection. He gets his hands on a lot of really hard to find, very high quality Japanese stuff, storyboards. We've covered some things from Walrus Law in the past. He said that because I'd also brought up like the Green Eyes depth charge and things like that. He said there was a TV magazine giveaway where like they gave away depth charge, I think, like on a January, or it was like a December of one year of like 19. It may have been December 98 or like January 99. And the Dinobot and Cheetor were given away in February. He said the images were like monotone, like in the magazine, so there really wouldn't be any way to specifically say those. But if I had to guess, that would be that. Like I'm thinking that they were TV magazine giveaways, like not completely unlike lucky draws, but also not quite like gold chrome lucky draw type stuff either. But it's interesting. Like there's still not a straight squared away answer. And of course the seller that I got them from was just a secondhand seller in Japan that just so happened to, I think he had 2 Dinobots and he has 1 Cheetor, and I've only ever seen another carded Cheetor and another open Cheetor. So I think I've only seen 4 of the Cheetors and I've only seen 4 of the Dinobots. The Dinobot has a yellow eye, or yellow beast mode eyes, I should say. Joe has one that's opened that I got for him with shitty chrome. and then I've seen 3 other carded samples. Like I'm sure there's probably like 100 of them out there, but as far as seeing me personally, it's only been like 4 of each. Oddly enough, so it was it's pretty interesting. Anyways, I'm happy I got it because it's Dinobot's my favorite character, and I really love that Transmelt 2 Dinobot mold. So naturally, I had to have it. Just to kind of recap, last week I said I got the little pewter primal statue that came with Masterpiece Cheetor from Chris Bricks on the Dollar. He also sent me the BotCon 2016 first day pin, the like flying Predacon symbol. So like I don't know why, like I just kind of figured there was gonna be something extra in there. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I take that back. Jesse Wittenrich on Twitter was doing a thing back in 2009. He kind of made like these custom cast, left hands and hammer handles for the BotCon 2009 Cup. Maybe to be like little giveaway things, door prizes, whatever. But they came out some came out kind of wonky with like some air bubbles and things like that. Anyways, he did a deal on Twitter where you take a picture of your BotCon 2009 cup and you do the hashtag give cup a hand, and he sent you one of the hands. 10 people, I think it was 10 people got hands and hammers, or 10 people got hands for sure, and only X amount of people got hammers. I think the hammer handles were like less for sure. So anyways, got a hand and a hammer, and I installed the other hand so he doesn't have just that little stub, that little nubby stub.
No.
And so I did that today, and so that was awesome. Also, my envelope, he said 2 envelopes that were going out would have artwork on them. So one of mine was one of the ones with the envelope, with the artwork on the envelope. So that was really cool too. Jesse's a great artist, and like he's like hardly ever like posting some of his stuff, but I got quite a bit of like art related things from him that he's just given to me, which is super awesome. Jesse's a great dude. So anyways, after my very long, very extensive, we should have watched some Beast Machines. Did we? Did any of us?
We did. I did.
Yes.
I know you did, Dalton. Candice, did you watch it? Okay, you watched it. I didn't. I was a busy little bee at work today. Part and parcel of why we were starting late. Dalton, put the microphone closer to your mouth.
It's right next to my mouth.
Talk louder. I don't know. Are you sure you're using your microphone, man? Is it plugged into your phone all the way? Because it sounds like you're talking through your phone speaker. Your phone's phone speaker. Phone speaker.
Mike's coming.
Any better?
That much better. Thank you, Dalton. You're actually
okay. I need to get a new adapter. So, yes, I did get notes.
All right. Well, you know what? Start us off.
First note I got is
okay.
Sorry, did I cut you off there?
Yeah, your echo did actually. My echo did.
God damn it! There's just no winning. So we got a Black Arachnia with the butt web parachute.
I'm not the only one.
I mean, isn't it usually that it comes out of her mouth in Beast Machines? So I think it's a little weird that this time they went the. Anyways,
how come it can't come out of both ends?
I didn't notice that.
I guess I don't know. Anyways, man, I really miss Primal saying Prime Jets whenever he goes to fly.
Yeah.
Like, it's sorely missing from this show.
Dude, nothing like those like Japanese special ability call-outs. You know what I mean?
Oh, I missed that. The beat, I really like how we get to see more of Waspman Editor in Thrust, especially when he's hiding away from the beast, like just scared.
That makes more sense now. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And,
do you think he's like intentionally like putting the cool guy voice on? Just so
I think so.
Sound like a goof. Yeah,
I think so.
I believe that.
I really like the way the beast, or savage, looks just from a creative standpoint. You got this eyeless, two-legged and two-tailed dragon that's just hard to look at.
See,
But you can't look away either.
I hated the way that it looked. And it's not because it was just, it's not because it was like a thing of nightmares or it scared me or anything like that. Like, it just looked so dumb. And like the eyeless, you got two legs and a tail and some wings. Like, man, what is this? Like, what? Like, I always thought Noble looked cool as hell, even though he was just a naked furry. You know what I mean?
He looked like a werewolf.
He looked like a furry wolf that had no pants on. He looked like
looks like something from Underworld.
Is
it Garurumon?
Yeah,
that stands up and has the blue jean shorts on. Where Garurumon? He looks like that minus the shorts.
So much of drama, just with the shorts on. Just swap them.
Yeah.
Let's see. I really like how when Primal's communicating with Megatron is cycling through all of his different faces that he's had throughout the series. So you get to see season 1, season 2 a little bit, season 3.
Didn't we do? Didn't he do that last episode?
I don't think so.
Whenever was it the penultimate, or was it the final episode of season 1 then? Because like he saw like whenever he saw like Cheetor and like he had seen Rhinox and then he had seen Rat Trap in his visions.
I don't remember. I have to go back and watch it.
It was just the Maximals, the one tripping.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But like I'm like so. Like needless, like honestly, the only thing I remember about this episode was Savage Noble, and not at all anything that happened in the in-betweens. So like the fact that Primal went on another mushroom trip doesn't surprise me.
It was quick though.
Too bad they couldn't get that past the censors.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why Jetstorm just automatically calls Savage. Like, we never heard anyone refer to the Beast as that before, but I don't know. Just Savage.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I thought I'd have to rewind and say, wait, did I miss something? How did he know his name? Or was he just saying that?
I think is the very first, like, plot hole point I can really get behind the rest of you on. Because, like, I know, like, the way they were characterized. I don't like the way the story went. But this, I can get behind this. I can't get behind any of that other trash. But this, I can get behind. Like this, I can agree with you guys on. That is silly that they didn't like try to establish like they didn't just like have a quick like 30-second conversation. What do we call this thing? I don't know. Fucking Savage? It's kind of savage.
Maybe it was off screen when they were getting attacked by it the first time.
It kind of seemed like Jetstorm already knew that he was one of the same, and was already he already knew something about it that I don't know. Just the way to interact with when Noble appeared, just the way to interact with him after that was like, wait a minute, like you already knew it was the same guy. Spoiler alert.
Suspicions.
Again, talking about what you were saying, I really do dig the design for Noble. Just that kind of werewolf design. You get the color pattern all throughout. I think it's really well done compared to the.
And then like even the horns all over him, which is kind of like telling of the Savage alt mode that also shared the horn. I think it's pretty cool too.
Cybertropolis has got to be the most unimaginative name I've ever heard in this series.
What about Six Lasers over Cybertron?
Yeah, it makes sense, like Six Flags, but Cybertropolis, like
you know what's funny is
that's too on the nose.
I don't think they've ever like revisited quote unquote Cybertropolis. Like the club may have at some point with the Beast Wars Uprising stuff, but like after all that, it's either always been Iacon or Kaon. Like it's only ever been those two cities. Like you get, I mean, like in the IDW stuff, you get some of the extra stuff, like the DJD members, being named after whatever, but you never really get in anything else. Like it's always Iacon or it's always Kaon. And that kind of upsets me. Like that's something I want to know a little bit more about is just this fictional planet's geography. Like give me some more. Like I feel like Cybertropolis would be something much bigger. Like I view Iacon. Ground. Let's get no, not necessarily neutral ground. Like even like pre-war. Let's just talk like either pre-war, post-war. Like Iacon, I view as something. Let's get U.S. Geographical here. Like I see Iacon as like Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Then I see like Cybertropolis as like the greater New York, New Jersey,
like
all
Manhattan.
of that area. Yeah, like that whole area. That big like
That
northeast
metropolis.
coast. Everyone's too close together to be nice to each other. Yeah, like a metropolis, Dalton. Thanks.
Well, I do.
Anyways, like that's I don't know. I want some more geographical stuff.
Yeah. Dakota and Mike wants in.
Oh, okay.
I gotta say that weird sideways gliding thing that Night Scream was doing was just way too fucking weird.
His shifty shifts?
Well, he's just hovering there with his legs flapping.
Yes, that was kind of weird too.
Yeah, a little shifty shift.
It's just like they took the render and dragged it along and said, okay, we'll make his wings flap so it looks like he's flying. But he's not doing anything else.
Make it look cool. You can't.
Put flames on
Night
it.
Scream.
Maybe he's just sitting in one spot and it's the background that's just moving, like one of those scrolling things. The old movies.
So, one thing I really like about Savage Noble is the werewolf meets Jekyll and Hyde aspect.
Oh, yes.
Behind his transfer. He can't control it, but at the same time, it's interesting.
That kind of sounds like Megatron to me. That's crazy.
No.
Well, and that leads into my last note. Maybe a little bit of foreshadowing there with the little grin he had at the end.
You know what's wild, man? Yeah. Noble sounds just like David Kay's normal speaking voice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any other correlation there, but interesting. And why? Yeah, like at the end there, why did he squint? Why did he squint his eyes? Why did he squint his eyes and smile? What was up with that?
Maybe there's more than meets the eye. Okay, I'm out of here.
God, you're. God damn it. Candice,
well, I took out some of the ones that Dalton already covered, so I don't waste more time.
There's like 90% of the list.
It's pretty much, yeah. There's just a few funny things I thought. So the Maximals stumbled upon a waterfall. I guess it's a water. I don't know what you would call it. Techno.
Would it be like a coolant? Would it be like coolant?
Coolant. There you go.
Yeah.
But like this waterfall kept coming up in every scene, then, and I just couldn't stop thinking of the song "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls," and it just kept coming in my head.
Yeah, Destiny's Child. Yeah.
And
that song got me through 9th grade.
I'm like, okay, so here, everyone is standing around while Savage, who resembles one of those worms from Tremors, but with wings, is currently is carrying on and aimlessly starting fires with his breath before he starts following them when they run away. He's acting like a lost dog who's just looking for help, but they just keep running from him. It's really quite rude. Poor guy.
It's just a graboid with wings.
Behind the scenes.
You just said it's really quite rude.
Yeah, it is. The poor puppy dog. Even Optimus said he's lost. Let's give him some help.
Dude, Optimus befriends everyone but his friends in the series.
That's true. He was even starting to call Megatron his friend in this episode.
Right, I was gonna say, like, as far as character development, I feel like, and I know I'm looking way too hard into it, but like to me, I'm seeing like some regret of just being the guy that said, being the Maximal that said, transmutate, yeah, we're gonna have to put her down. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like maybe between that and like losing the other half of his, hey, maybe I should like value Strange life a little bit more.
It's funny you should mention transmutate. It's kind of like it's kind of like look at the flowers. Look at the flowers. You don't get it that episode from Walking Dead? Or Carol says, look at the flowers and she blows her head off.
I remember.
Okay.
Yes. Jeez, I forgot about that.
Bro, if there's any character fiction, just
what happened? I think he cut himself off. I think his mic's giving out on him. It's been cutting out.
Television show
now and then.
just constantly. It's like you don't want to like. Dalton, don't talk to me about audio quality.
Dude, you were skipping around all over the place there.
Long story short, Carol's a badass bitch in Walking Dead. The baddest bitch in any fictional television show.
Woo!
All right.
All right.
Do you have any more notes, Candice?
Yes, I have a few more. Something else that kind of bothered me. Behind the scenes, Savage moves around pretty quickly and with a great deal of stealth, considering how bulky and slow-moving he is otherwise. He's even a very slow flyer, but he still manages to sneak up on everyone all the time. I don't know how that works.
That flying animation just...
How lazy did 30 seconds of peace make the Maximals and the Viacons, where even like big old flying they can't even hear them. It's like, oh, we let our guards down.
Oh, there was that part where they were the Maximals were looking for him, and they were like kind of split up, and then Night Scream's off on his own, but he starts freaking out for no reason whatsoever. Like Savage isn't even near him, he's just freaking out.
I think that's just Night Scream in general, though.
Okay. That was kind of
Night Scream is such a Dalton character.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Fortunately, you don't have the haircut like Chris did. So.
Nope.
All right, there was this one part. This episode is like this one part. As the Maximals are surrounding Savage and try to confront him, there's just a lot of eyeballs and looking around at each other. And then everyone's jaws drop when Savage morphs into Noble. Yes, I said morphs. A transformer that morphs from beast to beast. Thank you.
They saw his naked werewolf furry bits.
That's what it was.
They were like, damn son, could you like walk at an angle for us, please? just like turn your waist at like a little, like 45-degree angle when you walk.
That's all I got. That's it, everybody. Thank you.
Do you think that's why Noble was always hunched over? I'm going too far.
It's never too far on this show.
Not yet, at least. We'll find it. Then that's where we'll kind of mark it off. Mike.
Yes.
How you doing, bud?
I'm all right.
Okay. Where can people find you?
Oh, you know they can find me everywhere as Angry Mike, where I talk about everything in trash.
That's true.
I don't remember if I'd already had the that upgrade kit. I think I already had that upgrade. Yeah, I already had that upgrade kit last week. No, the only thing I was expecting was that box from Rick, and it got delayed. It was supposed to be here today, so no, I ain't getting nothing.
Oh, bummer.
I got a box. I can send you pictures.
I got a box that'll be here Friday, and I'm looking forward to that.
What is it?
I can't say what it is.
Does it got instructions?
No, it does not have instructions, but it's coming from a mutual friend of ours, Mike, a mutual friend of ours that you told me to text.
Shit, there's no telling who the hell I told you to do that to. Wow. Except for this, he's asking my old ass. Shit, I went to 3 doctor's appointments today. I'm tired.
Oh well. Anyways, it's from a mutual friend of ours, and it's a box of goodies. That's for sure. But until I get a go ahead, I ain't gonna say what it is. I ain't gonna take pictures of it.
I know. Never mind.
Yeah. So I'm actually very much looking forward to that because I got a couple of pieces.
Yeah, I was actually going to throw out here. I was listening to the show while my computer was booting up, but I saw where you got the cup picture from Jesse on the Give Cup a Hand. And I actually still have the envelope that he did for me, man, sometime last year. It was some stuff I bought from him or his brother. And remember, he threw in that G.I. Joe figure. And on the box, he put an envelope, and he taped part of it on there with the address. But on one side of it, he did tarantulas.
Oh, that's awesome! Like, whenever I got my first 100 BotCon 2006 pin, the golden disc pin.
Yeah, the one he found in the cup holder.
In the cup holder.
Shit,
yeah,
I don't want to hear it. I'm so mad.
That, oh my god, dude! I could not, like, when it comes to the BotCon 2006 toys, I could never be any more lucky. Between the first 100 pin and like finding someone that was just willing to part with a certificate on his loose set, like just and then on top of that, like finding someone to part with a buzzsaw bio card, like crazy shit. But and then like the custom class kit, the unassembled custom class kit on the G.I. Joe Club store for $300 instead of on eBay for $2,000. Incredible amounts of luck. Anyways, the golden disc pin that I bought from Jesse, he included. It was one of those little. I don't know if it was a mini con, like a proper mini con, or what it was, but it may have been from Transformers Prime. It may have been one of those little bitty, but like it transformed and did some. Anyways, it was custom painted into Transmetal 2 Megatron, and it had like a little kind of super deformed, just fucking adorable drawing on it, and I still have that envelope.
Nice.
Like, yeah, like I look at that and I'm like, man, I wish my stupid name and address wasn't on this. Like, this is awesome.
I know. See, I actually still have some prints that I had made up for my show that Jesse did for me. And I don't know where, somewhere around here, but he had sent me the original drawings of them, like, years later. I didn't know he even had those still, and he gave them to me. He sent me a whole folder of all kinds of stuff in it one time.
I've got a few things, like just some stuff they used for the club, like either like between the Facebook pages or like pro stories or whatever. A couple of those. He did a Bat Optimus Primal that they just never got around to using. I think there was a Beast Wars Prowl that they either did or didn't use. Just line art for it. Like he was just like, "Here, have this," and I was just like, "What?"
It was BotCon. It was in. We were sitting in a custom class just talking. I don't remember what year. I actually want to say it was 15, to be honest.
I remember what year it was because he gave you the cover to the Halloween issue with tarantulas on it, and you said, "Look at this." And I told you I said, "Fuck you, give it to me," and you said no.
Yeah, that's the story I was going for too. And you took my thunder away. What's wrong with you, man?
No. I deserve to take that because you were like, I can't remember which custom class it was. I was like, I remember which one it was.
You were doing what I was going with it. That's so funny,
dude. I was like, oh.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, when Jesse showed it to me, I'm like, dude, are you getting rid of it? He's like, you want it? I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, sure, you can have it. I was like, hey, Dakota, look. I looked Dakota.
I know.
He's like, fuck you, man.
You're such a
what the
prick.
fuck? He was what? This is what happens when you finish your custom class versus taking your sweet ass time like Dakota was doing.
I wanted to make sure it was just like the example that Sean had. There's a reason I wasn't ever quite last in the custom class, but I was definitely like final 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so funny. I'll take that story to grave.
Yeah. Mike was always getting the good shit.
No, not always. I did not. Yeah, we were saying I get nothing this week. On the episode we're talking about, I did not watch it because, like I said, I've been in and out of doctor all afternoon. But I remember this episode to a degree, and of course, hearing Dalton and Candice talk about it. The only thing, and when I was a kid or younger, when this show came out, I remember that episode, and the first thing that popped.
Pause. I was a kid when this episode came out.
I was a teenager, okay?
You were like 20 years old.
Wait, Nani? I was a kid at heart.
Okay.
I always thought, for some odd reason, that he was Savage was a Megatron in disguise.
they revealed it?
Do what?
Like, but even before they revealed it, you kind of had thought.
I had a thought because of the way it was so sneaky, and he'd run away and he'd go here. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense at first, and that's what I always thought was that was Megatron. So.
Just some sneaky, typical bad guy stuff. Yeah.
It just in my mature age, I was able to notice this stuff. You younglings didn't see this shit happening.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I didn't see it coming. Like I obviously I knew, at the end of the episode, like, okay, Savage and Noble are the same thing, but I did not at all suspect it was Megatron until like the big reveal, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was more like it's kind of like a bosom buddy episode. It's like Night Scream and him were like BFFs, and
Night Scream was trying to force it though. That felt a little forced.
Night Scream has all the makings of a Predator kind of thing going on.
God!
I never liked Night Scream. I thought he is the Tigertron dick. He is the dick of this machine. I did not like Night Scream. I did not like his toy. I did not like his attitude. He might as well just been saying, "Okay, boomer." He was being, he's being mean towards geriatric people, and that's not very nice.
That's the one thing that I appreciated about Night Scream was the "Okay, boomer" attitude. One thing, the rest I just couldn't stand. But yeah, he did seem like a little too rapey.
I never liked him. I was always hoping, maybe this will be the episode they'll kill his little ass off, and they never killed him off. So I was just really disappointed throughout the whole series.
To believe that character made it to the universe era, but was never seen in the universe era.
So somewhere Mike's got a dartboard with this Night Scream's face on it. He's just chucking knives at it.
I just didn't like his character.
Mike.
What?
Photoshop opportunity real quick. Scream's face on Dalton's body instead of the other way around. You're gonna have to find a full body picture of Dalton, and we'll put Night Scream on him.
Okay. Well, listen to Dalton.
And in turn, we can take that Night Scream. We can take that Night Scream face, then put it on the Cookie Monster.
I was kind of thinking that's like a Cookie Monster picture saved. Everyone has that picture now for some odd reason.
Yeah, fuck you, Mike.
It was my background for the longest time on my phone. Like it was just my phone's background for the longest time.
I kept that one picture of you on my phone forever when we went to Robocon that first year.
The one where I took a picture of myself.
Take a picture of me. He's sitting there playing on my phone. Motherfucker's taking selfies of himself.
That big grin that he had for a while.
Everyone uses that picture. They do. I actually did that when I was a volunteer for JoeCon. When people would ask me because of the media or the line where they're getting their pictures with the celebrities and everything, they're like, "Oh, hey, can you snap a picture of me?" Sure. I'd flip that camera over, take a quick picture of myself, and give it back to them.
Look, you were telling me that, and that's like you told me that like on the way up there, and we were laughing about it. So as soon as you were just like, "Hey, take a picture," I was just like, "Okay," like you gave me this weapon, and now you're asking me to use it.
You gave him fire, Mike.
And I didn't even see that picture till like later, like a couple days later, I think.
Dude, I did that shit to everybody that was there. Like that was like we went to go see the last night, and like we were in the hallway, and I can't remember, like it was just like a group of people were just like, "Hey, can you take a picture?" And I just I flipped it around and I smiled and I did it, and then I flipped it back and I took a picture of them. Like theirs was all blurry and shit. And then Pete handed me his phone. Because he wanted a picture by the, like they had that like stone waterfall in the lobby.
Yeah.
And, they had the projector with the Robocon logo up there. And he was just like, "Hey, dude, can you get a picture?" I was like, "Absolutely." Flip. I said cheese. And then flip. And then I took a picture of Pete. And like, the thing is, like, Pete was just like, wait, this is a little too blurry. I was like, fuck. But like, I don't know if he saw the other one. Dude, for all I know, like, Pete's that 40-year-old that doesn't like delete or clean up his photos, so it could still be on his phone.
He's never seen it. He's gonna go through his phone like, what the fuck is this shit? Why is this fat ass on my phone?
Like 10 years, or I don't know, 10 years, like probably a year or two whenever he gets ready to like update his phone or something like that, upgrade, and he wants to save all of his pictures. He's just gonna be going through them and be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, there's gonna be a picture of his kid, Dakota. Here, what's this?
Oh man, that'd be good.
That's awesome.
What else, you know what else is awesome, Candice? Following us on social media at facebook.com/BeastWars, twitter.com/StasisLockCast, and emailing us if any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover at StasisLockPodcast@gmail.com. What's also neat is the Facebook group that we're a part of called the Beast War Society. It's a buy, sell, trade, and discussion group. Tyler has a BotCon Japan double punch in that group. It's the one that he repaired, but it's still for a pretty decent price. I don't know if it's sold yet or not. It may be sold. I have no clue. But it was up, and it's a pretty hard one to find. So, anyways, join the group. Answer the questions. Act now. Act fast, because this offer is blah, 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 blah.
Make sure you do actually answer the questions. If you don't answer them, that means you didn't bother to read. So, me personally, I do not. I delete.
I won't delete, but I also won't accept, because sometimes like whenever the request goes through, it takes a minute for them to answer the questions. So like if I see it and the questions aren't answered, I'll check back in like 5 minutes and see if they answered any of the questions. And if they didn't, I leave it there, and I either let Mike or Rob or Tyler or Joe do whatever they want to do with it. Like Tyler, I think just automatically accepts. I guess I'm the chaotic neutral there, but like I'll wait for questions to get answered. You know, but if they're not answered in like 5 minutes, or the next time like I look on my phone, nope. Don't need someone that's a part of like 800 groups, because that's a spam account.
Yes.
Like 10 friends, 800 groups, or no friends, 800 groups. How do you keep up with like,
Facebook?
I can't even keep up with 100 friends, and I've got 3 times that I think weird flex. I know, but like even then, like the amount of friends on my friends list is minuscule compared to like other people that I know, like both in real life and just like through the internet. You know, like I got friends with like 2,000 and 3,000 friends. I'm like, man, y'all are ridiculous. I can't even keep up with what I've got. Like, there's no way I'm going to multiply that by 10. Like, there's no way I could do it. Like, on top of that, like I'm maxed out. I'm at peak capacity for groups, and liked shit unless it's easy and I gotta like it. You know, like it's hard to keep up with. Like, it all gets lost in the slush. And then because Facebook has a shitty algorithm, I only see like the same 10 posts for a 3-day period.
Yep.
And you know, it is what it is.
5 of them are shared by Tyler.
It's a good callback. This week we got some more Stasis Lock crew by GhostLordPeter, and this is Rodbod. Man, he made him look like a knight. He said the last Rodbod, and then the last 2 are gonna be of a knightly caliber. I think this looks like awesome.
Looks awesome.
Get some good Steelbane vibes.
Exactly. I was just like, man, this really I was like, man, I want to get this as a toy and stick it next to my Steelbane. But like, who knew a koala could look so cool? You know,
so badass.
Is it a eucalyptus sword too?
I don't know, Dalton. That's a word I'm not familiar with. That's
what they eat.
It's a wood sword. It's a sword made of. It looks like
tree.
Wood. A eucalyptus
thank you, Peter.
Yeah, they eat the leaves of the tree.
Here's his bio. Real quick, I'm gonna take a gander. This is also why I wanted Tyler on, but you know what? Whatever. I promise to honor that I will in the future. I can't do it. I can't do his voice.
Geek.
I can't do the accent. First I promise I'm gonna water the dick. I'm gonna be faithful to
what you grew.
Never gonna cause any harm. Come to my dick. I'm gonna observe my homage to my dick. Completely against all persons in good faith. and without deceit, for Madik. Patience is the path to Madik. I messed it all up. But anyways, he's got a very knightly bio, like a very serious, seriously a knightly bio. And he made him a 9 in strength, which is probably accurate.
I mean, he's
Roderick's cut. Yeah, he's a buff boy. Who'd have known cutting hair would make you so like? He did.
Took me a second to figure out what he was talking about.
What?
Nothing, old man stuff.
Oh,
he's running a little slow.
I'm just trying to keep up now. Y'all don't slow down on my account.
I know. I don't.
So, anyways, really awesome work, Peter. He's like, I saw like I think it was like, I guess the rough sketch for one of the next ones he's working on. There wasn't a sketch. It was like it's had like some of the color layout and everything. Anyways, it looked cool. So again, appreciate Peter for doing that stuff. If you want to check out some of his art stuff, you can see that in the description as well. I'm linking everybody out today.
Woo.
Awesome dude, for sure.
Hells yeah.
Let's that said, let's get into some news, huh? A little bit of news. Got a fancy on some news. About you send me some news?
I wish I could escalate to a higher voice like that. I cannot. My voice will just give out before I get to that point.
You want to look at some news?
Well, we get the Robocon, we'll kick you in the nuts, and you will.
God damn, Mike.
Yeah, you get right on that. Okay.
I'll still push you down the stairs. As always, our weekly reminder for the Stasis Lock Ultra Gear Stasis Lock Photo Op. It says Stasis Lock twice. Bring a masterpiece sheet order to Pizza Robocon June 5th or 6th, 2020 in Louisville, Kentucky for an epic and galactic gyroscopic gathering of the most open cheat doors in one location.
Whoa.
It's going to be really cool and a whole lot of fun. Bring your masterpiece cheat or and take a big old picture of some a bunch of spotted pussies.
You might want to talk to her about that.
Right in there.
So we just got pictures of case assortments that Toyworld is shipping their mega. Oh,
I'm still stuck on the spotted pussies. Okay, sorry.
Oh my god.
So Toyworld,
okay,
about 9 months ago, 9 or 10 months ago, 8 or 9 months ago, doesn't matter.
Let's just say a year. It's been.
They teased a Transmetal Megatron in the Legend scale, and they said they were doing Hasbro color, and then they said they were doing the Takara color, and then fast forward to like maybe 4 months ago, they were like, you know what? We're going to do a G1 Grimlock out of it too. And everyone's like, great, just release the damn thing. And the post that's linked to this in the description is in the Beast Wars Society. And I can't remember who posted it, but all I saw was bruh. And that was exactly my thought.
I think it was Tyler.
Oh my god. No, it wasn't Tyler, it was someone else. Someone else shared it. But like Tyler's response was bruh. My immediate reaction was bruh. So they decide to release the Grimlock first. And I don't understand it.
Boo.
Trying to get that G1 crowd first.
The thing is, like, you can't even order this Grimlock anywhere. Dude, it's not up for pre-order, like anywhere. But lo and behold, stacks upon stacks in this case ratio. So there's the insert.
Woo.
Yeah, this is you know what? Boo on you, Toyworld. Unless you want to send me one for free, then I'll play ball. You know.
You know,
it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a cool repaint. I thought it was a good idea for a repaint after the regular one came out.
Sounds like a Hasbro move.
How is
releasing
this,
the repaint
first? That's the thing, man. Like, I get like the whole pre-tool thing. Like, Blur was a pre-tool, but it worked. Like, this is a neat, like, Grimlock, like from Megatron, kind of pre-tool. I mean, they were both Tyrannosaurus Rexes, All the dinosaurs feared them except for Dinobot. This is pretty ignorant. I think it's very ignorant, as a matter of fact.
Allegedly.
Being ignorant.
Not too happy about this here. It's
I'm not even going to collect it, and I'm pissed off about it.
Pissed off about everything.
Well, no, I mean, maybe
Like, we were-
had this discussion like the other day we were talking, and I'm at a loss for words. I mean, how do you put out the repaint of something that is molded primarily for Megatron, and then you're going to put out this? It just makes no sense to me.
that would have been like JX releasing Cryotech first. Like,
Right.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it maybe could have still worked beneficially, but like it's a bad example to use here. Well, I tell you what, that's exactly it. This reminds me of whenever Mastermind Creations released. They released their Strika and Obsidian before they released the Whirl and the Roadbuster. Everybody wanted the Whirl and the Roadbuster. Some people wanted the Strika and the Obsidian. And then, like, we were all, I don't know, 6 months waiting on Roadbuster and Whirl after the Strika and Obsidian. Like, it was just dumb. Like, it just was not a good decision. And I don't think they've done that since. Like, I don't think they've released the retool first. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, who knows? Like at this point, who knows with Toyworld or Kang Toys or.
At this point, we're going to see that Hasbro do one before them. Before they release it.
Shut your whore mouth.
This thing,
I want a new Hasbro Beast Wars Megatron. Shut up, Mike.
I think they scheduled this thing to be out like June or July of last year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well,
The Megatron, not the Grimlock, the Megatron.
Wear that though.
Maybe they got
Unforgivable.
some paint chipping issues, or maybe they forgot the instructions. Oh no!
Where are the instructions?
If they would at the very least, like come out and be like, yeah, you know, something wasn't right on the Megatron, like, you know, whatever, then okay, cool. Like, but like apparently like Toyworld's the worst about like having transparency, any kind of transparency. So it's just like you either get it or you don't, and eventually you do. And anyways, we're just getting this first, I guess. I don't know. It'd be so strange if they released them like all at the same time.
Watch them release a Predacon first.
Oh my god. Dalton, don't give him any ideas.
Too late.
Finally, TFCon Orlando announced they're going to have Venus Terzo there. I am working diligently on finding someone. I've got it more or less hooked up. I don't know who's going to do the actual line standing for me, but I'll be sending my sealed masterpiece Black Arachnia to someone in Florida. And then I'll hand them off a little fee, even if they were going to stand in line or not. And I'm going to get it signed. Be a whole lot less than the plane flight. You know what the plane flight is? Like usually flights to Orlando are more or less one stop and cheap. Or no stops and cheap. Yes, $500.
Jesus. It was a blind shot in the dark.
Yeah,
too.
it was exactly $500. Like for some reason, whenever they hold conventions, it's $500 flight from wherever I'm at, and like I'm just not interested enough to drive down there and go. On top of that, I think it's like a 13-hour drive or a 15-hour drive or something like that.
It's like a 13-hour drive just from my house there.
Okay, then it's 13. I think it's 13 for me too. But
well, here's the thing: is it during spring break?
March 20th or 22nd? Shit, I don't know.
Depends on which.
Because if it is, that might raise up the price too for flights.
Well, I went to JoeCon in Florida in Disney World, and I think my flight was around $500. I mean, I've only flown to Florida once, but it was $500 when I went to Florida. It was always $500 to go to California.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, California was always expensive. But then again, like I expect California to be expensive because it's like 2 time zones away, where Orlando is just a time zone. Like it's Louisiana and Florida are so close. But like that's and of course like JoeCon was typically most of the time in the spring.
Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, and like that's another kind of I guess problem I have. Like I get it, like that's convention season is the summer, I should say, and flights are and that's vacation season. That's when flights are gonna be up because everyone's wanting to travel and do this and that. But I don't know, man. I wish they would just do a little bit of research, like on weekends that flights are going to be cheaper. You'd probably get more people turn out, perhaps. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that would drive in, but like that's another thing, man. Like, there's no way I'd be able to take the additional day from work, so I would have to pick the rental car up at 1-ish on Friday, drive down. I'd get in. I think after everything was said and done, I would be getting to Orlando at like 5 a.m. just to go in there, get my shit signed, nap in the car, and then I'd have to leave at 5 a.m. Sunday just to be able to get back in time to go to bed to get up for work Monday morning. And like even then, that's $300 just to rent a car and pay for the gas.
That, and I still think I don't care. I mean, whenever it was October was TFCon, I think this October to March thing is just too soon, in my opinion.
Definitely.
I agree.
I don't. I mean, from I'm just going off what I heard. Word of mouth was that the West Coast, when they were that short of time frame, it wasn't a very good show out there, and I just don't think it's going to be that good of a show this time around.
I think the location is a detriment. You know,
isn't it like in front of Universal Studios or something?
Yeah, I think it's at the Universal Resort. But regardless, like even for people on the East Coast, man, it's just too quick of a turnaround.
Yeah, for me.
You know, and then like there's always is there going to be an October show? Yes. Like, well, who knows? They like last year they announced the October show at like on the last day of the March show.
That's right.
You know.
I mean, that's March is 3 and 5. I mean, you're looking at 7 months difference between that and was it 7 months for this one too? 3.
Yep.
6.
Yeah.
5.
6 or was it? Yeah. 5. So like a 5 month and then a 7 month and then like somewhere in between is the Toronto show, which I don't see a lot of the Toronto attendees going to either of the U.S. shows. It's in Canada. They're probably going to go to the Canada one
because they'll bring the same guests to Canada, or they've already been to Canada, or they live in Canada.
Yeah,
they could probably find on the street corner. Hey, can I get an autograph?
Oh, autograph my moose, eh? Yeah, but I mean, like this, like I said,
brand.
This is cool. I'm glad I have a group of friends that are going. Like the dude that I'd asked, he was like, I'm not about to stand in line for me or anyone else. And I was just like, okay. He goes, but one of us will get you sorted out. It's a group that's going. And I was like, that's fine with me. Just let me know who I got to pay. So really cool. He lives in Florida, so I'm just going to send it to him. Nice. And let him do the proper handing offs and get my signed Black Arachnia. So
sweet.
I'm waiting before I send it because like I feel mighty suspect that they're probably because it's Florida, they're probably going to announce Scott because he seems to only want to travel to Florida.
I was thinking that too.
If they do that, I have no other alternative. Like I have to drive. Like just because like not only do I have a boatload of shit to get signed by him, I also just want to meet the guy. You know.
That's right. You never met him in 10. You didn't go to 10. You went to college your first one.
I never. Only thing that I have is a Smooth Bubble Dinobot that has his signature on it that Brett got signed. And I bought that from Brett just so I would at least have his signature in any kind of worst case scenario event. But I have so much shit for that guy to sign. It's unbelievable.
I actually when 10 was my first year, and I remember walking around the convention, and I was looking at something, and I looked to my right, and there he stood looking at something. Too. He just walks around like a Joe Blow, like a regular guy, which is the coolest thing.
There's the BotCon Video Archive YouTube channel has some footage from like 97, I think 97 or 98, because like there was like one deal where he went like back to back in the 90s, and it has an interview with him how much he just enjoyed the experience of those sort of things. Granted, like now it's probably a different beast altogether with everything that he's done since then. But like he generally, like all the stories I've heard is he genuinely seems to enjoy it, and he's pretty much worth the money essentially.
Yeah.
So like that, like, so Mike, if they announce Scott, are you gonna go?
I thought about it because I looked at my wall. I still got my 3 10th anniversaries I need to get signed by him, which was
cool.
No, it was 3. It was 2. It was Dinobot. No, it's 3.
Dinobot, Rat Trap, and Waspinator.
Yep, I got 3. Yeah. And then Rhinox will be signed, and they'll complete mine, all autographed.
Well, worst case, I will find a way to get that Friday off, and we'll leave early Friday morning.
Tag team the drive.
Yep.
I was going to tell you, if it's not on YouTube, maybe it's on YouTube, but if you can find the panel from 2010 with him and Paul, how do you pronounce his last name? Yeah, I sat in on that panel. That panel was amazing.
I think he did a drive-through order, which was hilarious.
Well, I can't remember if it was that, but there was he might have, but then he also did a scene where he was arguing with himself as all 3 characters. And that was amazing.
The 2013 panel with Sobolov, I think Sobolov did a drive-through thing as well, and that was hilarious. He did it. I think he did it with a Shockwave, his Transformers Prime Shockwave voice.
All right.
And like that, oh man, like that was so good. But good stuff. That's it for our news. Let's see. There we go. Let's see real quick. Let me catch up on the chat. GhostLordPeter called Rodri a Swolala. China Syndrome says try flights to Sanford or Daytona, even Tampa. Like the issue, like I don't know Florida geography, but like another issue between that would also be like finding transportation between those cities and Orlando without also having to rent a car. I think, worst case scenario, best case scenario, I guess, is like they announce Scott McNeil. I take Friday off and me and Mike drop down there anyways. If not, then like I don't know. It's just easier to mail the Black Arachnia off, get it signed, and stick it with the rest of my autographs. So that's that. We do have a topic tonight, a single topic, and then we'll be wrapping her up and getting her out of here. Are there any bad collecting habits you want to break in 2020, Dalton?
I want to try breaking by everything, especially at a con. Just shiny.
Good luck. I don't see how you do it, man. I couldn't keep up. Like even like I don't, because I don't buy mainline like you do.
Yeah, well, I only buy half mainline, I guess you would say, because I don't really buy anything from Studio Series, and that's pretty much one of the main lines right now.
Yeah, I guess it's probably right.
Just Generations is really all I'm buying, that Masterpiece. So even then, it's cherry picking.
I couldn't.
So
even
I guess I am
and Masterpiece. I couldn't even.
I guess I am doing a little bit better than I have in the past.
I would say you're not quite cherry picking though either. But
it's Masterpiece. I'm cherry picking.
Are you though? I mean, like MP44 was the only thing you skipped last year.
Yeah, I think so. Might have been. Really was there anything else that came out last year?
You probably. I don't know if Cordon Bleu came out last year, but you probably skipped that one.
I definitely skipped that one.
Okay, so you're gonna try not to buy everything.
try not to buy everything. It's just the cons that kill me. Like every time I go to one, I see something that I've either had from my past or something I never had before, and I gotta have that.
I feel that.
But now it's starting to become more of the Beast Wars stuff that I'm going after, which I'm glad.
Yeah, it's a fun line to buy into, especially if you haven't like experienced most of those toys.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm biased, but it's also like, there's truth in that too. Like,
it is. I mean,
unique and diverse line out of all the Transformers stuff.
I got that Cheetor and that Tigatron, and I love those figures.
Yep.
I'm going to try to get a Tarantulas and Waspinator this year.
Ooh, big bucks.
Yeah, depends on which one I can find. Like if I get the 10th anniversary, I think I'll be happy with that.
Even bigger bucks. Candice, what about you? Are there any bad collecting habits you want to break in 2020?
Kind of like Dalton, but not with the conventions. I'm pretty frugal at conventions, but on eBay is a whole different story. And I'm gonna try
get drunk and go on eBay.
try to not look at it so much because there's just so much out there, and I can't get everything all at once like I would like to. And then I just get sad and think, nope, I can't have that yet. Nope, not that one. Nope. So I think that's my biggest thing.
Choose all of it.
And possibly like trying to avoid getting doubles, because I think this was a while ago, but I think I got a Beast Machines Megatron, but I think I already had one, or I wasn't sure, and I just went on the spur of the moment and I got it in the mail. I'm like, I think I have this already. Damn it.
You just need an inventory. You need inventory.
Yes, I definitely need to do
I'm actually going to start doing that this year too. Just everything I get this year, I'll put it down.
Dalton, everything that you have is on your shelves.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, not everything I have is on my shelves. I've still got a little bit more packed away.
Oh.
Yeah, it's where he keeps
Surprise,
all the.
like I've got.
Shut up, Mike.
What? I've got more packed. Like if there's anything that's packed away, that's too much packed away. But I do have some stuff packed away, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, how can I put this somewhere?
Yeah.
Mike, what about you, man? Any bad collecting habits you want to break in 2020?
I want to make sure that I keep all of my. Make sure I keep all of my instructions to all my toys, because I have to tell them that I don't get.
So they're complete.
It could clearly affect the aftermarket value on them.
If not, I'll take Dakota's after. I'll do a Dakota and just draw one.
So I tried drawing the cannon on that as close to a knocker as I could. like a very cartoony, bulgy penis shape.
Trying to think of.
Mike's like, I don't have any bad collecting habits.
No, I do. It is Pops. I'm probably going to be more the point of not. My wife would say probably just impulse buying something.
Mm.
I'm really bad about that.
You're gonna try not to impulse buy shit for me either?
Do I buy anything from you?
No, buy for me, not from me.
Oh,
impulse
for you?
buy for me.
Oh, I will make sure I do that extra this year. Since I can spend money, I'm going to spend Dakota's money. No, man. I have a real bad, and it's. I'm very bad at being a completionist. That's my worst flaw. And so, granted, going to the Pops, if I get one, like if there's one I really, really like, then I'll get it. But then I look at it and I'm like, oh, well, there's only 3 more to complete the set. Okay, I'll go ahead and
get them.
Exactly. Then 2 months down the road, they'll put out a couple more. And then the next thing you know, you have about 30 of them for one movie that I bought every single one for, which was in-game. I got every one they've ever put out for in-game.
Oh, shit.
All the chromes, everything. But yeah, no, it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'm a bad completionist. I'm here trying to break that habit. and then not impulse buy stuff that I think looks cool. I need to be more of like, I need to buy what I want really in my collection. You know, when I want to complete, do I want to buy something I think looks cool and doesn't fit in anywhere, or look for that one piece that will complete something?
That's a fair.
So that's kind of where I'm at on that.
I feel that. I guess like in my answer to it is kind of like a little bit of both Mike and Candice. Like I don't mind finding like a new thing to kind of dip my toes into, like the news of 6-inch GI Joes. Like, I'm not really a 6-inch action figure guy. I've got like 2 Marvel MCU Marvel Legends. I've got the X-Men the Animated Series cast, which was always the plan, but it's like I'm also like well, like I really do like the way these 90s X-Force guys look, and I don't know, they're probably not on sale at Pulse anymore, but I missed the opportunity to get the ones that I was missing, which was Cannonball, Domino, and Shatter from Pulse. But it's like I know if I go down that rabbit hole, I'm gonna want to go down the New Mutants rabbit hole. And if I go down the New Mutants rabbit hole, I'm going to want to get the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants from X-Men the Animated Series rabbit hole. And then, like, unnecessary for a scale I don't even like to collect. That said, the G.I. Joe line, rumor or whatever with a 6-inch Snake Eyes, like, I'd buy a 6-inch Snake Eyes. So, like, I'm about that impulse buy if it's something cool. But also, like, and I say it, I feel like I say it every year, focus, like keeping my focus. That's something I kind of did this year, but also kind of didn't do. Like, I think my focus this year was definitely on, or 2019, I should say, it was definitely on prototypes. But my overall goal has always been to have all the Beast Wars and have all the BotCon toys. And buying prototypes means BotCon toys take a back seat.
Not at Robocon, they didn't.
Well,
that's what happens when you get Mike drunk.
I had some extra paper, but like that's the thing, man. Like I would have never found those figures for that price anywhere else.
Mike gets drunk. Mike Dio is drunk.
Dude, Mike was drunk. I was drunk, and I had money, and Mike knew I had money, and Mike knew what I wanted. He was just.
I was just sitting there like, okay.
And what's funny, man, is like you could probably have cut the tension in the air because like there was a lot of because I knew what I'd spent earlier that day. Like I pulled a Dalton, man. I blew my wad before the dealer room even opened. But like I went there specifically looking for the missing 2010 figures that I didn't have, or that I'd sold off rather prior to. I got those. In turn, I also got a 2009 box set, which I wanted to buy back as well. And on top of that, like I knew I was already buying the 2011 box set from Hanny that Joe brought up. So I got that. And then it was just like a few other like odds and ends. We went to Toy Department and, there was that Beast Machines prototype, the one that got away, the resin prototype. So, got that. Like, so anyways, like definitely keeping a focus. Like I still want to, like there's 2 pre-production things that I want. And that's it. After that, I'm done washing my hands. I'm out. And I want 2020 to be the year for at least one of those. It could maybe be the year for 2 of them. I don't know. But definitely like at least one. Doesn't matter which one because I want them both more or less equally.
What's that?
I either want to get the original 1996 Dinobot resin prototype hard copy, which I have a line on. The guy just wants a little too much money for it, but I may try to make some stuff happen. And I want to find a Beast Wars Ramulus test shot. That's one that I've been after ever since I saw the test shot. One that was in test shot colors. It's so cool. It's like opaque green, black, and translucent blue. It looks beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, like the guy that has one sent me pictures of it. It just, like I said, man, it looks so great.
I'm gonna try to get that big Ramulus this year.
Either of those would definitely, You know, like that. Like I think that's going to be that, and finishing up some of the BotCon stuff that I'm missing is going to be like. And I don't want to lose sight of that focus, although I'm already kind of starting to lose sight of that focus. Like there's some Takara Legend stuff that I want to get, and that I'm going to end up buying from Hanny. There's the Legends Overlord, and then the LGEX got Jinrai gift set. But I also I was kind of like, just because I was looking at stuff, like I also want to pick up the Grand Max as one of those. So like I'm looking at all this stuff, man, and like he's also got a Great Shot. No, the Legends Great Shot.
I need to pick that one up.
Like next thing I know, man, like I'm looking at $550 worth of shit that I want to, you know, like just right there. That's really very much off the beaten path. You know what I mean? So
it kind of fits with the exclusives thing that you're trying to focus on.
It does, but they're not BotCon toys. But I want to get them because I love the Japanese G1 stuff. And that kind of leads me into something else. Like another bad habit I want to break is whenever I want a lot of expensive shit at once, not selling shit that I still like, but is definitely in some way or form on a chopping block. Because like I looked at my IDW stuff, with the exception of the Wreckers, and I was about to get rid of all of it. I was about to get rid of my DJD. I was about to get rid of the Lost Light crew. I was about to have Dalton payment plans for at least the next 6 weeks.
And what are you talking about? That's an easy 6 months.
No, tax returns are coming.
No, yes, that's true.
That. Yeah, when Dalton gets tax return, boy, he gonna be flying that money like a strip clubber.
Yeah, hang on to that tax money, Dalton, because it may still happen. Because like I got to look at room. You know.
Well, flights to Robocon happens first.
But ultimately, you know, the focus kind of like getting around to the impulse buying aspect. Like, and it's not just eBay; it's just looking online and seeing shit for sale, and not necessarily like on sale, but stuff that I don't have that I would like to maybe mess with, that I would like to maybe have, that I would probably have, want to have, whatever, and just blindly jumping on it, just without hesitation. That's something. That's a habit I definitely want to break, because I have not broken. HasLab Unicron was a great example of that. That said, I'm not regretting that $600. You know, I'm very much still looking forward to that. But
man, I'm hyped for that. I need to make some room, like spread things out.
Yeah, I need to get my life together. But anybody else have anything they wanted to add to that? Nothing? Great. We were joined there at the end by Leonardo11. What's up, dude? I want to thank everyone who was in the chat for joining us in the chat tonight. But before you leave, check out some awesome shows on the Cool Table Network, such as Shattercast Uncut, In the Realm, Detox, Figga Bangin, Brisbane for 40K, Blast Fanatics, Breaking the Mold, Nerd Rage Radio, Fresh Communications, Building Up to It, Verbally Challenged, and Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater, one of my personal favorites. Also, check out some other cool shows, such as Blackout Shout, all queued up off the runner, Cybercast, Galactic Gumbo, in around 30 minutes with my boy, Matthew Deluxe Baldwin. If you're into G.I. Joe, you should probably check out Angry Mike's Just Another G.I. Joe show as well. But with that said, we'll see you all next week. And